I'm not going to sit here and act like Daniel Jones is a terrible quarterback because there's moments where he shows that he has the tools to be a franchise quarterback. But when you continue to make these mistakes, what you are going to be is you're going to be good enough to get your head coach fired. Hey, what's going on? I'm Keith here at Sportsvibestv, and the Giants are a 500 team. Well, they should be a 500 team. That's what they would be if they had a quarterback that wasn't giving the ball away 2 times every game. Daniel Jones at this point is just trying to mix it up. He has some games where it's 1 fumble, 1 interception, and then he has a game where it's just 2 interceptions. At this point, the Giants have to sit him down. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the Giants need to do in order for Daniel Jones to understand he has to throw the ball away and stop making terrible decisions. I'm not going to sit here and act like Daniel Jones is a terrible quarterback because there's moments where he shows that he has the tools to be a franchise quarterback. But when you continue to make these mistakes, what you are going to be is you're going to be good enough to get your head coach fired. And at this point, that's what we're seeing with Daniel Jones. He's going to be good enough to get Joe Judge fired. And they have to do something. They have to have some sort of accountability at the quarterback position. You know, we've seen Andrew Thomas getting benched because he showed up to a meeting late. Yes, Daniel Jones hasn't done anything that egregious, but Daniel Jones did go out to the restaurant, which was a bad mistake. Then he followed it up by having multiple turnovers in the game over on Monday. So I'm not understanding why Joe Judge continues. I know you want to have confidence behind your quarterback, but what happened to the energy when he wouldn't even say Daniel Jones's name? Now, right after the game, he's like, yeah, Daniel Jones is our quarterback, blase, blase, blase. Every position should be analyzed after every game. We have no player on this roster that should be entrenched in their position based on their production. The only person that should be entrenched in their position right now is Leonard Williams, and that's just based on how much he's being paid. You know, even though Leonard Williams is doing his thing. But right now, Daniel Jones is the reason the Giants are not a 500 team. Look at the team last night. The offensive line was serviceable. Lemieux had to get the start. He played very well for a rookie. Andrew Thomas, he wasn't terrible, and that right there is a positive. And if you look at the way each unit played, every unit did what they had to do in order to win the game. The running backs, they were doing their thing. Gallman had a very good game. You know, he didn't wow anybody, but he had a lot of good runs straight up the middle that, you know, we were able to get a lot of positive yardage on. The receivers, Shepard made a lot of good plays out there. He was our leading receiver. Golden Tate had a touchdown. We did what we had to do in order to win this game, and we would have if it wasn't for the turnovers. Oh, I know you guys also give me hell about Evan Ingram. He did his thing as well in this game. He had a pretty good game as well. He made a pretty decent rebound from dropping the ball in that Eagles game where I was killing him. I'm still open. Well, the trade deadline is passed by now, but I'm still open to moving on from him at the end of the season. Just putting that out there. But everybody else did what they had to do in order to win this game, and the Giants were in position to do so. If it weren't for Daniel Jones's 2 interceptions, and also he had a few errant throws at key points in the game. There was a time where, at the moment, Darius Slayton was streaking down the field, and instead of leading him into the center of the field, Daniel Jones decided he was going to throw it out of bounds, basically. And then there was another point where Daniel Jones threw the interception. Darius Slayton was open once again, and instead of trying to either, you know, I'm not even going to say he should have tried to hit Darius Slayton. He was open, but the pocket was collapsing. But instead of throwing the ball away, he decided to fit it into a window that he should not have attempted to throw to. And once again, there was a turnover. It looks like, our defense, they did what they had to do in order to contain that, high octane Tampa Bay offense. The offense they were clicking the last few games, and yes, they scored 25 points, which is, I won't say it's great, but it's also not terrible. But the Giants, for the most part, we were like a bend and not break defense. Yes, there were points in the game where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were able to drive down the length of the field, but at least we didn't give up touchdowns all the time. We limited it to just field goals. Like, for example, at the end of the half, after we had scored our touchdown, we allowed Tampa Bay to drive all the way down the field. We just played a soft zone coverage, and it looked like they were going to score. They probably should have scored if it weren't for, some miscommunication on Tampa Bay's end. But luckily for us, they had to settle for a field goal. And that's basically how the defense operated for the majority of the game. And to see us be so close to actually, being a winning team and being a 500 team, and to look at our record and see that we're now 1-7, it's kind of stressful as a Giants fan looking at what we could have done in the weak NFC East. You guys, let me know if you feel the same way I feel about the game, and if you feel the same way about this season down in the comments. Once again, I'm Keith, host of Sportsvibestv, and I'm out.